Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Myriad Uranium Corp's a channel with globalizing exploration assets with focus on the prolific mining district of Africa and obviously expanding into the U.S. Here, we're going to discuss today with Director Thomas Lamb. Welcome back, sir.
Good to see you, Kyle.
It's an exciting time for you guys. We're going to discuss the uranium price a bit, which has just hit a new high that it hasn't seen since '08. We'll discuss a little bit of the projects, but first and foremost, in recent news, you are advancing that Copper Mountain deal. Do you want to tell us what that kind of means for Myriad?
Yeah, we've signed a very exciting deal to earn 75% of the Copper Mountain Uranium project. That's in Wyoming, right in the middle of Wyoming, in the prolific uranium district there. Wyoming is the center of uranium for the United States. So Copper Mountain is a historic producer. There are several it says Copper Mountain. Several uranium mines there that produced from the 50s to the 70s. And there was a huge amount of exploration done by Union Pacific, which is a railway company. One of their subsidiaries, Rocky Mountain Energy, drilled maybe 1,800 drill holes on our property in our area, and had made mine plans, built a leach pad, all the really advanced work there, tens of millions of dollars spent. And then in the late 70s, your viewers may recall or know that there was a nuclear accident in the United States called 3 Mile Island, and everything in the United States just stopped. And that was it for uranium. That was in the late 70s. But right up until then, our project was one of the centers of uranium exploration and development in the United States. It's not well known. It's pre-internet, pre-digital. So you Google it, you can't find much, but the world is soon going to learn a lot about our Copper Mountain Uranium project in Wyoming. It's an exciting project.
I definitely appreciate the insight, and I wouldn't mind getting your broad perspective too on the uranium side of things. With all the geopolitical rhetoric, whether it's Russia, Ukraine, whether it's China, which are huge exporters of uranium at this point, but the U.S. obviously has to start bringing uranium back, and it's becoming a core focus as we see a lot of these U.S. uranium companies starting to rally against the price. What are your general thoughts on the broader market with this?
Well, that's exactly right. With the war, Ukraine, Russia is tightening its grip on the supply of fuel rods and processed uranium. U.S. nuclear reactor fleet is largely fueled by Russian uranium, or uranium that comes out of Russia. And that is changing, though. That's going to get cut off. Maybe it's already been cut off. And the United States, anticipating this, has really ramped up investment and support for domestic uranium, which is new since 1980. And so everybody's looking at Wyoming, where we are, and federal government, state government, local government, very supportive. Now, this connects with what's happening with the uranium price. A lot of uranium is produced in Kazakhstan. They're the world's big producer, and then Canada and other countries. But Kazakhstan uranium, the Chinese and the Russians are kind of have it surrounded, and they're kind of tightening their grip on Kazakhstan, I would say. It's going to make it harder for the West to get uranium out of there. Uranium price is moving up, as we've seen. I mean, this is just one of the factors, supply and demand factors too. So geopolitical, very relevant, very interesting. And this is why the United States is focusing back on itself and into Wyoming. We were surrounded by really exciting big companies that are doing really great work around us in Wyoming. And so we're in a hot district, and uranium price moving up, focus in Wyoming, lots of political support. It's good times right now, very interesting. And uranium price, everybody thinks has a really bright future.
Yeah.
Keep moving up most likely.
And I'll just follow up with one more question here. As your project in Niger starts to advance after the coup and all this stuff going on in the U.S. with this new Copper Mountain deal, what are your primary focus for the latter half of the year? What should investors pay attention to? I mean, we're in the last quarter here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, focus on our Wyoming project. That's it's extremely exciting. We're going to be advancing that. It has lots of past production and huge exploration upside. That is our focus. What we have is we have a kicker. If you're a card player or something, Niger is now a kicker. We have the best exploration licenses in Niger. It's one of the world's great uranium basins. These licenses are on structure and adjacent to some of the world's top uranium deposits. Immerare, the world's second largest. Global Atomics Dasa, we're on structure next to them. That's probably Africa's best because it's high grade and huge. And we're there. And so when things stabilize, as they inevitably do in these countries after these government transitions, take 6 months, 9 months, sometimes a little bit longer, but then everybody's back to business. and we'll be back in Niger in the future. And we have, we can make world-class discoveries there, and I hope to. First things first, Wyoming, very strong project there. We're hopefully going to create a huge amount of value for our investors. And yep, I invite everybody to take a look.
On that note, I'll pass the question out to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section below, and consider subscribing, because as Catalyst news continue to come into play, of course, we're going to bring it to you here. But on that, we look forward to catching you in the next one.
Thanks, Kyle.